now for boxing, and the World Junior Lightweight title has changed hands, the IBF title that is, because Lester Ellis was defeated by Barry Michael in a stupendous stoush between the two down in Melbourne the other night. Frank,
stoush,
you like that, did you?
Lovely, stupendous stoush.
Well,
I'll use it again sometime. Was a good fight.
Great fight.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought Michael won by a street, but the commentators didn't seem to think so. Anyhow, the judges did, and one judge, in fact, gave a 7-point margin, and I thought that was pretty fair. But there's no doubt about Ellis, he's got great potential. Michael, of course, being the short bloke in the blue trunks, had to get in close, and there was a lot of infighting. And a little bit of that too, a little bit of around the kidney stuff, which I understand Mr. Ellis is complaining. Oh, well, there's a bit too much there. But look at the speed of the hands of Ellis. That was most impressive. And Michael, of course, said later that he'd never been hit so hard and so often. But it was, in my opinion, a real cracker fight. Just a good body punch, a good left rip by Michael. 30 years of age, fighting 20 years of age. And, of course, Michael took off a lot of weight. The stamina of the man amazed me. He went right through the 15 rounds, and, in fact, he was applying pressure towards the end. You can see by the physical build-up, though, he took that weight off very slowly, and he adjusted to it. But look at this, look at the difference in their shoulders and arms, the bit of bulk there. There's more muscle there on Michael, and he's obviously stronger. But Ellis will build up into quite a big boy. He'll probably grow out of that division. But I was very impressed with the speed of him and with the comparative maturity of a fellow who's had so few fights. A fair bit of this, Mercurio. We'll have a talk to Mercurio afterwards. He'll be talking to us, giving his thoughts on the fight.
Good left hook, good wide cross from Barry Michael.
The left hook there by Ellis. Yeah, but Michael looked in trouble there. Looked a bit flustered.
That last round, I think they are.
Now there's a cut there under the right eye of Ellis, but it didn't trouble him. It was low enough to not to allow a swelling to close his eye, so it didn't really trouble him in the fight, unless it did in his mind. But there was certainly no danger of the eye closing.
And I think Barry Michael felt.
Okay, hands straight, get him straight, go.
There's Mercurio having to break them up again. He had a busy night, Mercurio.
What a tremendous contest this has been.
We couldn't look much better than that.
Big hand, big left samurai. Puffing air through his mouth.
Good left hook then by Ellis, two of them, in fact. And there's Michael slugging it out with him. He is putting on the pressure now, Michael, so he was the stronger of the two. And it was quite obvious at the end that Michael had won the fight. That just looking into the corners, Michael knew he'd won and Ellis knew he'd lost. But there's talk of a rematch, and I think a rematch would be a tremendous draw. I wouldn't imagine Michael would fight too many more fights. He's 30 years of age, as I said, and he'll no doubt just get some quick money and get out, which would be the wise thing for him to do. He took a lot of punishment there. There he is, delighted about it. Now let's listen to Gus Mercurio, the referee, who came under some criticism, but here are his thoughts on the fight.
I think somewhere around the 4th or 5th round, Barry started to get on top and started to hurt Lester. I noticed that Lester did hang on to the rope with his glove when he was into the ropes close, and I felt that was a little bit sign of maybe whether he might have been just slightly past his peak. Maybe he was a little bit overtrained. I don't know. That's up to their people that got him ready for the fight.
There seemed to be a lot of talking going on in the clinches. Did you hear what they had to say to each other?
Well, they were saying quite a bit. Barry was saying quite a bit, and he was being answered by Lester. I don't think I could repeat some of it on television. But, of course, things like I hurt you that time, or you haven't got anything left, or I'm coming on strong.
Finally, you've been in boxing for a long time. How would you rate last night's performance by Barry as the World Championship?
I think it was possibly one of Barry's gutsiest, best performances ever, really.
The next fight, of course, is Fennick. He's fighting John Farrell, the English bantamweight. That'll be a big night at Festival Hall on July 26, and of course on the same program as the sensation Dale Tango. I'll be back shortly with Rugby Union. We'll take a break and be back in a moment.
And we come back.